The British public are heartbroken, but that doesn't mean we can't discuss the sensational race in Sakhir. Hello and welcome to the Pit Crew podcast. My name's Ed, this is my co-host Dylan.
Hello.
And last weekend was the Sakhir Grand Prix. Took place just over 24 hours ago, and it was won by Sergio Perez, a surprise winner. Certainly a surprise winner, wasn't he, Dylan?
Yep. Although it's not his first time on the podium, but it is his first win.
Yeah, I think he now has
This
the
is his
record.
10th.
Yeah, 10th podium, longest time ever to wait for a win for a driver. Because I think he's done just under 200 races, and it's the first time he's got a win. So that's quite a long time to wait
Nico
for a win.
could have done it.
I really
I think
wanted.
he's been longer.
Yeah, but Nico hasn't even got a podium. I really wanted Russell to get the win. I think quite a few people did, but Mercedes messed up the pit stop, and then he got
a puncture.
He got a puncture. He was in second, even after they'd messed up the pit stop after the safety car restart at the end. But he got a puncture and he finished ninth. He still got a point. Yay!
He got 3 points.
3 in the fastest lap. But come on, we wanted the win. That's not. If it was in the Williams, then we'd be like, yeah. But
We
he's
still
not.
don't
He's
know
in
about
Mercedes.
Hamilton.
Yeah, we
next
still don't know
weekend.
about Hamilton
But
next
it
week.
says that he's probably going to be fine. I mean, for this week and not next week.
I think it just depends because he has to fly out by I think latest of Wednesday. So if he's doesn't test negative by Wednesday, then he can't go. It doesn't matter if he's he's feeling fine by Friday. By Friday it's too late. So it's just going to depend on. Not for Nico Hulkenberg. It's not, no. but for others who aren't the super sub, it is a bit too late. But the first thing we do in these episodes is we compare our predictions for qualifying race to the results in real life. First up, qualifying. In qualifying, I predicted Russell to get P1, Verstappen to get P2, and Bottas to get P3. I love the Bottas. New driver. That'd be a weird thing, the Bottas. Imagine the Bottas, Dylan.
It'd be a great name.
It'd be a great name, but imagine like Verstappen and Bottas combined. Ugh.
I'll be too grumpy.
Yeah, too grumpy. No, but that was completely wrong. Bottas got P2, Bottas got P1, Russell got P2, and Verstappen got P3. I think I was kind of expecting Russell to get pole, but it was very close between Bottas and Russell. I think it was about
6 milliseconds.
Yeah, it was Verstappen is customary P3 behind the two Mercedes. I think it was a bit over-ambitious for Bottas to be beaten by even the Red Bull. He didn't have a great weekend this weekend, but I think that's a bit dismal, a bit miserable in Bottas's favour. What did you predict, Dylan?
I predicted Russell, Verstappen, Perez, and like you got 0%.
Yep.
We did not do well this time.
No, that's quite close to a normalish podium in the race. Russell getting the win, Perez getting P3, but not really. I think that's closer to a podium that we could have got, but it's just everything got flown around. Verstappen and Leclerc didn't even finish the race. They crashed out on lap 1. Leclerc just sent one down the inside of I think it's 3.
Your type of move said.
Yeah, so it's my kind of move on the F1 game. It was like a 3 wide down into turn 4. Perez, Verstappen, and I think Bottas, and Leclerc just went straight down the inside, and just Perez luckily didn't get out, but he did have to come in to replace his front wing, which makes his win even more impressive, doesn't it, Dylan?
It does. It started from practically last. I mean, the safety cars did help him though.
Yeah,
to bunch the field
I
back
think
up.
it's one of the best drives I've seen in Formula 1 for ages, and as we've been saying, it's really sad he doesn't have a seat. At the moment, as much as I like Alex Albon, I think he deserves a seat more, Sergio Perez.
He could go to AlphaTauri to replace Kvyat.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Yuki Tsunoda, though. I think the Red Bull seat's more of an opportunity for him. Or you never know, we could get Albon down to AlphaTauri and Perez in a Red Bull.
Well, the 2 old Red Bull drivers back together.
Yeah,
AlphaTauri.
2 old Red Bulls back together.
Gasly's doing much better there though. So.
Yeah, I think he just seems to prefer the team. It's weird. He actually gets better results there. He's got more wins than Albon in a worse car, which is ironic.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on to the race predictions. In the race, I predicted Russell to get P1, Bottas to get P2, and Verstappen to get P3. None of that happened, sadly. That's kind of a normal podium, and obviously that was completely taken out the window to start with by Verstappen's DNF. But Mercedes 1-2 could have happened pretty much until halfway through the race. Pretty much 3/4 actually, but then it just got completely blown out the window by Perez, benefiting from that Mercedes tyre mess up. Ocon and Stroll doing well in the safety restart because of their pit stops as well, them getting quite high up the field and benefiting from the Mercedes tyre mess up as well. And that was one of the weirdest podiums I've seen. I think it's even weirder than where was the weird one we had? The Italian Grand Prix, Monza, because that was Sainz in P3, Gasly in P1.
No.
And
Sainz was P2.
P2 was he? Who was P3? Stroll.
Stroll, yeah.
I think it was Stroll. Yeah, that's almost as weird as that. But yeah, new race winner, career best for Ocon. I think that might be an equal career best for Stroll. Has he ever got P2, Dylan?
Don't think so. I mean, he nearly got P2 in Baku in 2017, but Bottas took him on the line.
Yeah, I think his career best is P3. Someone will know out there. Someone will correct us, but I'm pretty sure it's P3. Dylan, what did you predict?
I predicted the same as you. So this episode, I think it's the first time we both got 0% in both.
In both, yeah. Mercedes got an 8-9, I think. Is that right? Yes, an 8-9. Not something you're going to boast about if you're Mercedes. If you're Williams, then yes, an 8-9. But
amazing.
But not Mercedes. They're definitely not going to be boasting about that anytime soon. I think the Mercedes Twitter, they put it in like the F1 live blogs to follow the race, and some of their tweets were brilliant. It was like George is leading the race, and then the next one was just a broken heart. It's always quite funny seeing a team commentate on their own failures. I just don't. I always find it funny to see how they do it. Unless you're Haas and the Rich Energy in Silverstone last year, and then they just say "Great job, boys" when they both crashed out. But that's one approach to it, isn't it, Dylan?
It is one approach to it, yes.
Moving on. What do you think was the biggest disappointment in the race?
Well, probably the start wasn't that great for Verstappen.
Yeah.
And Leclerc, I don't think Leclerc should have risked it, especially on the first lap of the race. So I think it's quite disappointing that they didn't finish.
Yeah, I think that.
And also, Latifi retiring again. Jack Aiken not getting a point as well. I mean, it was his first race, to be fair.
It was his first race. I mean, we did kind of expect the rookies in those bad cars to be at the back, but yeah, he had a crash. It was lucky he didn't go out the race. He came out the final turn, and just his front wing came off, and that caused a safety car because the front wing was right in the middle of the track. But he was very lucky that it didn't end in anything worse than just a little front wing change needed. Another disappointment was the McLaren performance. Lando Norris did well back of the grid. He had some power unit changes before the race. Carlos Sainz did brilliantly as well. So it was kind of a race of two halves for McLaren. Renault, they all the top three did very well. And Racing Point did brilliantly. Obviously, a 1-3, rivaling sort of Mercedes results they've been getting this season. So they're obviously P3 in the constructors. 10 points between them and McLaren. So it really is. I think Renault are kind of out of it, don't you, Dylan? I don't know if the math says they're definitely out of it.
Yeah, I don't think they can get third. It's going to be last race like last year with McLaren and Racing Point.
That'll be really something to watch for. Last year it was, I think, McLaren were having a battle for either the drivers or the constructors. But I really want McLaren to get P3. I mean, it'll be amazing if either do, but I really would like McLaren to get P3 as a McLaren fan. What was your biggest surprise in the race, Dylan? There's plenty to choose from.
Well, you go with a basic one. Albon getting P6. It's a good 8 points for him. And just overall, the Racing Point performance in the race was very good. And for Ocon to get, is it his first podium?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to those Force India days from 2018 and before that. I think it is his first podium. He qualified P3 once in Belgium 2018, but yeah, I think that is his first podium. It's a career best for him, but I don't know if he's got any P3s. That was certainly a surprise. The Perez win, as you said. Alex Albon, it's interesting you said that's a surprise. P6 in a Red Bull, not great, but
it's good for him though.
Good for Alex, which I think just demonstrates how badly Alex is doing at the moment. He's got kind of a
Working too much of
Lance Stroll sort of case. Lance Stroll came in, was very fast, and then he's just went into a slump for a couple of years. And I hope that's what's happening to Alex, because he is, in my opinion, he's a good driver, and I think he deserves a seat. But I think he's going to be spending at least a year on the bench in the Red Bull reserves for next year because of his horrific performance in 2020, and the drivers that Red Bull have got to choose from, a combination of the two. We've already gone over the disappointments, but yeah, definitely Russell and Bottas, that's a bad surprise. The Alfa Romeo performance was actually, it wasn't that bad, in my opinion. They had quite a solid race in P13, P14. They didn't get any points, but just looking at them through the race, they seem to just be consistently keeping that up. Ferrari had a pretty surprisingly bad race as well. I think we've got over the good surprises, and now onto the bad surprises. Obviously, it's just the top of it, and just George Russell not winning. It was just a surprising weekend, wasn't it? And I don't know what Dylan will say about this, but I think that this track provides better racing and is more interesting to watch than the normal Bahrain track. What do you think?
Well, it's not as many corners, so it's not as much effort, if you say. But
yeah.
I prefer the current layout. Or maybe they could do the 2010 layout if they really want to.
What, the endurance layout, the really long one?
I can't remember. I haven't seen it for years.
The endurance layout. I prefer it, because if you think of Sector 2, you've got those downhill. You've got those downhill. Yeah, it's easier for me on the F1 game. You've got those downhill turns in Sector 2. Not an overtaking opportunity there. The hairpin, not really an overtaking opportunity. The other hairpin, the hard braking zone, 9 and 10, not an overtaking opportunity. Got one overtaking opportunity on the straight, really, and then you rejoin the track after some corners that aren't an overtaking opportunity. And there's only one in Sector 2 of that. So I think in overtaking opportunities, they equal, and the Sakhir track, the outer layout, even betters it. So in my opinion, I'd like to see it back, replacing it. I don't know what the drivers will say.
Definitely not replacing. Maybe have two there, yes.
Maybe have one end of the season, like Bahrain in April and Sakhir in November. I can see that. It was a good race. All these the new races on the calendar seem to be brilliant, don't they?
Yeah. They were really good this year.
They were all really good this year, as I've said. But
I really want Nürburgring.
I'd like that back. 2020 is just it's one of those years when if you look at it on paper, you think, oh, Hamilton's won, it's just another year. But it's really not. There's been some brilliant races, and I think it has been a genuinely really, really good season. Just look at the amount of race winners we've had. I mean, this is just another one to that list. Those weird podiums that we've had, and we've had some absolutely brilliant races. Next weekend, though, all good things have to come to an end. It's the end of the season. We're going to Abu Dhabi, a track I'm not really a big fan of. I think we could get another better track for a season finale. This one's
nice.
It's all right. I think the atmosphere that it creates really helps it, but it's just okay to drive. I think for a season finale, I'd like a night race for a season finale with the fireworks and everything, but just not. I can see why they've done it. But, Abu Dhabi, brilliant atmosphere, very, very wealthy, very good looking, but it's not my favourite. And I think Brazil possibly was a better season ender, but I do like a night race, as I've said. It's the final race of the season. We've said McLaren and Racing Point will be battling out for that P3. We'll see you then. We've just come off the back of a brilliant race, I think, Dylan. It was magnificent,
it was good,
in my opinion. We'll see you then in a week's time. We'll be back on Friday with our predictions for that. But for now, I've been Ed.
And I've been Dylan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.